Hello, fellow breakaway thinkers. Hello, welcome to another video. And if you are new on here, welcome as well to Breakaway Thinker. This is a channel where we speak about breaking away from thought patterns and ideas that do not serve us. That is what this channel is about. If you are new to this place, so welcome. Come on in. I know it's been a while since I did a video on the treadmill. It's been quite a bit, but I wanted to speak today about including the mental on your quest to physical health, including your mental or the mental on your quest to physical health. So it's only right that I am, get my workout on while I'm talking about this. It's weather's been nicer, so I've been out, walking and just being outside more often. So, but today is not so nice out, so I gotta get my workout on in here. But anyway. So the mental side of things. Why do I think it's important to include the mental side of things into our quest to be physically healthy? Right? I think we do not acknowledge as society, in general, we don't acknowledge enough the idea that the mental part of things plays a crucial role, in everything that we do. Right? We tend to be very focused on the physical, focused on the mechanical side of things. There is a lot of value in that, of course, right? But also we need to acknowledge the fact that everything begins in the mind. Everything is first mental, right? This is one of the Hermetic principles. One of the basically laws of the universe is that everything is mental. That is the number one law. Right, so anything and everything that we see, that we perceive, all of it, all begins on the mental plane. Right, so it's quite unfortunate that we don't place a lot of emphasis on it. It is almost like, let me use this analogy. It's almost like talking about a child, right, without speaking of their parent, or speaking of their mother or their father. You want to talk about how amazing that child is and all these amazing things about this child, right? But the parents, the ones that are the vessels that brought them, into this existence, are not acknowledged at all. That's kind of the analogy that I would like to use for that, right? The mental side of things is the parent. The physical and the things that we see on the outside is the child. And we are ignoring the parents completely, which is the mind, right? So that's a little analogy, just to help make it easier to, not just to understand, but just something that I thought about while I was talking here. But anyway, so why do I think it's important to include the mental side of things into our quest for physical health? Because in order to have lasting change, right, have not even just change, have transformation when it comes to our desire for physical health, the mental side of it cannot be ignored. Not only cannot be ignored, it's actually impossible to have true transformation without placing an emphasis on the mental side of things. Okay? You can have change, right? You can have things that, changes that come in your life without. And even that, I don't even want to say you can have change without focusing on the mental, because that's not true either. But what I'm saying is that you can do the purely mechanical things, right? Let's put it this way. You can do the purely mechanical things like the steps, the action steps, the particular foods you want to eat, all of those things, right? Without really focusing too much on the mental, and get some results, right? But what tends to happen is that because you ignore the mental side of things, you end up coming back to what you had before, right? So it's a change, but the change doesn't last. It doesn't last because you haven't worked on the foundation, which is the mental side of things. It's like a building. When you're building a building, that foundation needs to be rock solid and strong. It can have the house can have the most amazing amenities, the most beautiful features and all that. If that foundation isn't right, it doesn't matter, that house is going to crumble. It's the same thing. If our foundation, which is the mind, is not set, or it's not fully built properly, then we can do all the things in the world and we'll come back to square one, right? So I want to use this in terms of physical health, in terms of trying to get fit, trying to get healthy, whatever your goals are, right? That just keep in mind that that's an important part to consider. If you want real transformation, if you don't want to do this back and forth where, you get healthy, you're able to be disciplined, right? And take action and do the things to improve your health, and then you end up, what is the word I want to use? Relapsing, I guess. You end up, going back to old habits, going back to old patterns again, right? Because you haven't worked on the mind. So how can we bring the mental side into that? How can we bring the mental side into trying to be physically healthy? One, I would say observation. Observe yourself and observe the way that you think, right? Observe the thoughts that you have. We have lots of thoughts throughout the day, right? So I'm not saying that we should observe. It would even be impossible to observe every single thought. That'd be exhausting, right? But if there are certain thoughts that come to you that, and also paying attention to how you feel is a big thing here too, right? It's not only just the thought, but how you feel when that thought comes up, right? Pay attention to that, because it's that feeling is trying to tell you something. It's trying to tell you that there's something going on here with this thought that you need to take a look at. So I would say the first one is observation. Observing some of the thoughts that you're having and asking questions about the thoughts that you're having. Don't let it just come in and just slide and, or not just slide away, but come in and, build a fortress in your mind, right? Because it starts with one thought, and the next thing you know, that thought is building on itself, and then there are other thoughts and other thoughts. It becomes this endless thing, right? You don't want it to come in and build a fortress in your mind. You want it to come in, and as soon as it comes in, you spot it. You notice it, right? Notice it and ask some questions. Why am I thinking this way? Like say, I noticed I just had a thought about me not being worthy of being physically healthy. Let's say that's an example, because that's, I've had a little bit of that at some point in my life. I'm sure a lot of people can resonate with that, right? That thought, which is you don't feel like you're worthy of great health. Okay, so you see that thought come up, you notice it. Don't judge it, just notice it and ask, why is this thought coming up? Right? What's going on here? And I'll say, try to be playful with it. Don't be too serious about it. It's almost like if it comes in, you're like, hey, hello there, thought, welcome. Thanks for coming in. I know you are here to teach me something. I know you are here for a reason. So come on in and let's examine you, right? So examine the thought. Act like it's like a person when that thought comes in. Like, okay, come on in, welcome. Let's examine you. Let's take a good look at you, okay? And ask some questions about it. Now, this is the thing. Don't let that thought come in and get all comfortable, like a stranger coming into your house. They're taking their shoes off and, they're relaxing in your couch and getting all, don't let your thought do that. That is where, you end up, having that thought dominate your mind because you've let it sit. You've let it get comfortable. It's like somebody coming into your house that's a stranger, right? You examine the person first. You don't just let them just come on in willy-nilly, without any examination. Examine them, see what's going on with them. Get a feel for their energy. So do the same thing with your thought. If it is a thought that is not going to serve you, now this is another thing too. Ask yourself, does this thought serve me? If the answer is yes, that thought can stay. If the answer is no, it has got to go. Kick that thought out of your mind. Kick it out of the house. It has got to go. Tell that thought to put its damn shoes on whatever it's got to do, but it has got to leave. Okay? Just like you would do with a person that's not welcome at your house, do that with your thoughts too. You are not welcome in here. Thank you for coming, because I know you had something to show me. You had something to teach me. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. But it's time for you to leave. Okay? And you do that by reframing whatever that thought is. So if that thought is, I am not worthy of good health, how can you reframe that? How can you change that into something that serves you? You could say, I am a person that loves myself enough to be dedicated to my health. Something like that. You could say, I am worthy of perfect health. Or you could say, my body, or this temple, right, is what helps me to live a fantastic life, and I will love this temple as much as possible. Any way that you want to put it, just reframe that thought. The reframing that thought is what helps kick that original idea out of you not being worthy or whatever. As soon as you reframe that thought, that idea, at least for the moment, that idea leaves. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not going to ever come back, because sometimes you have thoughts that will come to you. But once again, the more and more you do this, the more and more you will notice when those thoughts show up at your door, at your mental door. The more and more you see them show up, right? And the better you get about noticing it, the better you will be about reframing it, right? So that is a way that you can bring the mental side of things into your quest for physical health. Because it's crucial. It's crucial. If you want true transformation, you're not going to be able to accomplish it without that. Okay? Another one is self-love. Just loving yourself enough to say that I am going to fuel my body. I am going to take care of my body in the best possible way, right? Because I was given this body here to experience this realm, or this earth that we're on, right? I mean, this body is not the real you anyway. It's just a vessel. It's just what I sometimes say a jacket. This is your jacket, this body that you have here. The real you is inside that jacket, okay? But there's a relationship between the vessel, which is the jacket, and that real you. Now, if you don't take good care of the jacket, that spirit that is inside of you is going to feel that. It's going to notice that, right? Because that spirit that's inside of you needs your vessel, needs your body to be able to experience this place. Okay? So this is why loving yourself enough to whether it's going to the gym, more often, or going to the gym period in general more, or being able to eat healthier, whatever that is, that means to you, right? I mean, those are the two big ones, right? We tend to speak about, going to the gym and eating. But things like sleep, adequate sleep, this is something that I could be better about. I don't get as much sleep as I would like, right? Hydration, drinking as much water as possible. What are you doing about your stress management? All these things, that could help you as far as health, right? And that mental part is key. That mental part is absolutely key. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but sometimes when you repeat something, it helps things to stick. So that is my message for today. Let's make sure that we're not ignoring the mind when it comes to our physical health. Not even our physical health, just anything in life, because that's where it all begins. That's where it all begins. Once we get that area, I don't want to use the word fixed, because there's nothing wrong, to be fixed. There's nothing bad that needs to be fixed per se. Oh, yeah, sorry y'all, this treadmill's acting up. But anyway, we'll keep going. So I'm not saying that you need to fix anything in your mind, because there's nothing wrong, per se, to be fixed, but just readjusting or realigning the way that you see things, the way that you perceive things, right? It makes all the difference to how you go about life, to the decisions that you make, how you respond to stressful situations. I mean, on and on and on. Family, every single area of your life, you will start to see the effects of that. So that's all I have for today. Just remember that with a healthy body, or with a healthy mind, comes a healthy body. Those two things are interlinked and are very important, right? We need both of them. Both of them have got to come together to form this amazing human being that we are trying to create, mental and the physical. So let's focus on those things, especially the mental. That is my message for today. Now, speaking of this topic that I'm talking about, right? If you are somebody who is looking to include the mental, right? Who's looking to focus more on the mental side of things on your quest for physical health, I happen to be a health coach. My job is to meet you wherever you're at in your journey, through growth and through transformation, and provide you with the tools, provide you with the guidance that you may seek to help you make the changes to become a better version of yourself, right? So as a health coach, what sets me apart is that I'm not focusing just on the physical. I'm not focusing just on giving you a bunch of information and telling you what to do, because we are living in a time where you can get the information anywhere and everywhere. I mean, now it's so easy. You can just go on ChatGPT, ask him a question and it'll give you an answer. So it's not about the information. If you want information, I can give you that. But ultimately, I don't really believe that that's what people are looking for, right? Even though, people may say that, they want information on, the steps, tell me what to do, the 5 steps or the 12 steps or whatever, right? But that information is out there. I mean, you don't need a health coach for that. All you need to do is just get on your phone and look it up. You'll find all of it, right? So what is my job as a health coach? My job as a health coach is to guide you, is to provide guidance, is to provide a helping hand when you ask for it, right? Is to provide accountability when you need it, to help you to become the best version of yourself. And I can tell you right now, that's what sets me apart, is I'm looking to bring the mental side of it as well. I'm willing to challenge you. I'm willing to ask you questions about the way that you think. It may be uncomfortable, right? But again, the question is, do you want transformation, right? As far as your health is concerned, are you looking to go just beyond fixing a particular problem to go towards transformation? Or do you just want to fix that problem for that time being and just leave it at that? Now, I can help you with that as well. If you're looking to just fix a particular problem, leave it at that, I could do that. If you're looking for transformation, I am more than happy to do that with you as well, okay? So in the comments, look in the comments there. You will see all the links. If you'd love to get in touch with me, if that resonates with you, if you believe, and if you are inspired to reach out to me, and see how I could be of assistance to you. Let's find out if I could be of service to you, because this is my passion. My passion is to help people to become the best version of themselves, with the physical and also the mental as well. So thank you all for watching this video. I appreciate you all. I thank you all for tuning in. You all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. All right. Goodbye.